Hey friends, I'm Anam and today I'm going to dictate you Class 8 History Chapter 3 Ruling the Countryside. So, let us start. If you feel the video to be too fast, you can decrease the speed of the video. So, let us see the pages first. Here is the first page. Here is the second. And here is the third page. So, let us start. Question number 1. Match the following. So, you can mark the objective type questions in your textbook and I'll dictate you the question answers. So, the first objective question is match the following. Reuth village, match it to Reuth peasant. Mahal peasant, match it to Mahal village. Niche cultivation on Reuth's land, match it to niche cultivation on planter's own land. Reuthi cultivation on planter's own land, match to Reuthi cultivation on Reuth's land. Question number 2. Fill in the blanks. Growers of wood in Europe saw wood as a crop which would provide competition to their earning. Answer is wood. Second, the demand for indigo increased in late 18th century because of Industrial Revolution. Third, the international demand for indigo was affected by the discovery of. Answer is wood. Fourth, the Champaran movement was against. Answer is indigo planters. So now we will start from question number 3. I'll dictate you this. Describe the main features of the permanent settlement. Describe the main features of the permanent settlement. Answer. First point. The Rajas and Talukdars. Talukdars were recognized as zamindars. Second point, they were asked to collect rent from peasants and pay revenue to the company. They were asked to collect rent from the peasants and pay revenue to the company. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently. Next, it encouraged the zamindars to invest. In improving the land. Next, since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased, the zamindar would benefit from increased production. The zamindar would benefit from increased production from the land. From increased production from the land. Fifth, if any of them fail to fulfill these conditions, if any of them failed to fulfill these conditions, failed to fulfill these conditions, he was ousted from his land. He was ousted, ousted, ousted from his land, and the government did not hesitate, and the government did not hesitate in putting his zamindari to auction. In putting his zamindari to auction. Now, question number 4. How was Mahalwari system different from permanent settlement? How was the Mahalwari system different from the permanent settlement? Question mark. Answer. First point. Permanent settlement was introduced in Bihar and Bengal. Permanent settlement was introduced in Bihar and Bengal. Next, the system of Mahalwari was introduced. The system of Mahalwari was introduced in western parts of Gangetic Valley, in western part of Gangetic Valley, GETIC, Gangetic Valley, Northwest Province, Northwest Province, PROVINCE Province, parts of Central India and Punjab, parts of Central India and Punjab. Second point, it was introduced in 1793. Here we are talking about permanent settlement, okay? It was introduced in 1793. Then, if we talk about Mahalwari system, it came into effect in 1822. It came into effect in 1822. Next, about permanent settlement, we will write the amount to be paid as land revenue was fixed. The amount to be paid as land revenue was fixed. The government could not enhance the land revenue. The government could not enhance the land revenue. Now about Mahalwari system we will write. The amount of land revenue was revised periodically. The amount of land revenue was revised periodically. The government could not revise the revenue. The government could revise the revenue. The government could revise the revenue. Next, in Mahalwari system we will write the charge of collecting the revenue. The charge of collecting the revenue and paying it to the company was given to the village headman. About permanent settlement we will write the zamindar had the charge of collecting the revenue. The zamindar had the charge of collecting the revenue. Question number 5. Give two problems which arose with the new Monroe system. The new Monroe system of fixing revenue. Answer. First, high revenue demand. The system often sets the revenue demand. The revenue demand too high, making it difficult for peasants to pay. Next, peasant distress and land abandonment. Peasant distress and land abandonment. 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 The inability of peasants to meet the high revenue demands led to widespread distress with many abandoning their lands. Question number 6. Why were riots reluctant to grow indigo? Reluctant to grow indigo. Answer. Riots received very low prices. Riots received very low prices for the indigo they produced. For the indigo they produced. Planters often insisted on cultivating indigo on the most fertile, where riots preferred to grow rice. Where riots preferred to grow rice. Indigo cultivation exhausted the soil as its deep roots depleted the soil's nutrients. So after growing indigo, the land often became unsuitable for rice cultivation. The land often became unsuitable for rice cultivation. What were the circumstances? CIR CUM STA NCES circumstances which led to the eventual collapse of indigo production in Bengal. Answer. Riots denied producing the indigo anymore. Riots denied producing the indigo anymore. Next, protests started taking place by the peasants or riots supported by the zamindars. Next, following the protests, the Indigo Commission was constituted by the government. which accepted the faults of the planters, which accepted the faults of the planters and asked the planters to stop the cultivation, Last point, planters eventually moved out of the city. Planters eventually moved out of the city. So here was the end of our chapter. If you like the video, like it, share it, and subscribe our channel for more new videos. Thanks for watching.